So they actually put up a thing for season 3. I got asked what I thought about it. Um, people are losing their shit. Pikachu's losing his fucking shit. Look at his fucking face. He's fucking losing his shit. People are losing their fucking shit. Anyway, my knee-jerk clickbait reaction is honestly, I don't know. What do you want me to say? They didn't really fucking show much, dude, right? I know people are getting, I'm a grown-ass dude. It's cool. Like I said, we already know season 3 is coming, but at the end of the day, they didn't really show much, right? I'm excited because it's something new. Anything that is new, of course, of course, I'm gonna try it. I hope there's gonna be new shit, but they didn't really show a lot of the new shit. Really, right? We can look at it together. What did they really show? Blah blah blah. We're gonna mute her. Just kind of like they're having this whole now you have 3 assists a character. You know what I mean? Whatever. Vegeta you can do his DP assist, but when I think about what I think about, I know people like talk about this kind of shit like, oh, he does his DP assist and he actually goes right towards the character and he went the other way. But you want to know what I think about this? Again, I care about fundamental shit in game and fundamental stuff in games. You want to know what I'm worried about this? I'm wondering if his DP is actually invincible when it comes out, because that's what a fucking DP should be. I don't want any of this like, oh, the DP isn't actually frame 1 invincible when you use it as an assist. That's what I think when I see that, right? That's what I personally think, right? A DP should be freaking invincible. That's what I think. I don't want any like takes a frame to be invincible. Like I don't care about that shit. Beerus, he does his teleport, he does fireball. It looks like a lot of these assists. Well, we've only seen a couple. A lot of these assists kind of look like they're mashup shit, right? Like Goku does this. Looks like you can do his hurricane kick, and then he has this fucking. I don't know when did they show it, right? Oh yeah, Vegeta does his auto combo to his knee thingy, blah 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 blah. Looks very Mugen-ish. Looks kind of like a Mugen move almost, just like Mugen moves getting added together there to me, personally. You know what? I looked here. This is what I noticed with this too. I noticed there's still like no block damage. God, that sucked. That's what I noticed about that. I was really, really hoping block damage was going to be a real thing. I was really hoping they were going to patch real block damage. That's what I looked at when I saw that. I'm like, man, I was really hoping there was going to be block damage, dude. But it looks like it's just baby shit, right? Like, that's why I said this game, if you're going to have characters with low mix-up, what even more of an excuse to have more extreme block damage, because block damage is from a certain perspective, a mix-up, right? You know what I mean? You can't just keep blocking all day when you take block damage, right? Anyway, so I was disappointed when I saw that, and I think they showed the Goku thing, right? What is this? Cell does perfect attack, blah 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 blah. Majin Buu does his ball. Goku, I guess he teleports right next. I guess maybe some of these assists, maybe almost everyone's C assist or whatever is just going to be some. This is your assist that automatically homes in on the guy. He comes in, he does his medium, he does a little part of the auto combo, then he does his little smash attack, right? Although for all we know, who knows? Maybe that's his new, blue Goku. They gave. What wasn't it? Is it a teleport kick that does it in this version, in this patch or whatever? Like he just kind of does like his teleport kick, or that overhead kick. He just does 3 hits in a row. It's kind of they Mugified it. They made it a Mugen kind of move. Like maybe Goku has a new Mugen. Maybe that's what it is, right? But I'm almost guessing. Here's my fucking opinion on this. I know some people are super horny about every character should have 3 assists. I'm ambivalent to it. You know what I mean? I'm of the opinion that there's always going to be some move that's stronger than others. Everyone's generally going to have an assist that's stronger than others, right? I don't mind that some characters have weak assists. You know what I mean? That's a game, dude. You know what I mean? Everything's going to be weird. So I don't really. It is what it is. I understand the perspective of why people want it, but it could very well be that, oh shit, well, if everyone at least gets like and I'm sure not everyone, but everyone will get maybe a sort of, if everyone that has a beam can do a beam assist. Who knows? Maybe it's just gonna be like, hey, well, we may as well just use the beam assist, right? So I'm actually wondering if that's why some of these moves are kind of Mugen-fied, kind of look like Mugen moves that some dude just made on the weekend. Maybe some of these other assists, like if your guy has a beam assist, just to really be like, hey dude, we got this beam assist here, but we got this other thing, you really should try it, right? So maybe it's going to be some of these other assists are just kind of obnoxious Mugen moves that are just so ridiculously brain dead, easy to combo off of, like that thing. Like, hey, maybe some of these assists automatically teleport there to the dude no matter what. And it's like, dude, you can't miss this assist combo, dude. You can't miss it. We're giving you the layup, dude. We know you want to get laid, dude. Dude, here, dude. We know you want to get laid, dude. We're gonna leave the party early, dude. Hey, patting you on the back, dude. We're throwing you the layup, dude. You know what I mean? Here's the layup, dude. Slam dunk, dude. We're gonna leave the condom on the table, dude. It's there for you, dude. You know what I mean? So I'm wondering if it's gonna be something like that. You know what I mean? Just again, it's whatever to me. I'm ambivalent to it. I guess it's cool, but I think there's also a perspective that it could be boring. You know what I mean? Because hopefully you're gonna be. So it's whatever, I guess. But um, people showed this. Like I think people were saying like, oh, there's not gonna be fuzzy stuff in the game anymore. I don't know if there's not going to be. I don't know how they're gonna like control the storing of properties. But I just want to say this though, just because I showed this, not even getting into fuzzy guard shit, that's fucking terrible. Okay, not getting into any fuzzy guard shit. I don't know how they're gonna store properties. From landing to all this kind of stuff, or just when your character stand blocks to ducking. But when you have an attack that hits a person and it visually goes through the other person, that is fucking stupid, okay? That's fucking stupid, okay? So I don't know if was to show that fuzzy guard stuff isn't they're gonna be trying to discourage it, it's not gonna be in the game, or if they're just trying to show that I really, God forbid, that when a character blocks, everyone's blocking animation is the same exact hurt box. Everyone is small. That is fucking baby shit, dude. You should not be having a character that you shouldn't have characters that like the standardization of characters is terrible, okay? Isn't that already one of the problems of the game that too many characters are similar? And now like if that actually is what's happening, hopefully not, right? But that every characters have like the same sort of standardized hurt box when they're blocking. I pray that's not the case because that's fucking stupid. It's visually misleading, just terrible baby shit if that's actually what's happening. But I don't know, right? That's what I saw. I didn't pop a boner for that personally. That's something that I said that was one of my changes I would have easily put in the game instantly. I think that's probably the most interesting thing about this video, that you charge up reflex fireballs. So I'd actually be very interested in, because sometimes there's that dynamic of this game of a character is throwing fireballs at you, right? And the other dude is just, he's reflecting it because he doesn't want to homing dash in, right? He doesn't want to homing dash in because you're at such a screen, so far away from the screen that the dude can react and too hard slash you, right? Too hard slash, let's go to you. Too hard you, right? So I'm wondering though, if there are situations now where that dynamic, that mind game in here, what if you can even block can you charge out of a block? So say if a guy's pitter pattering with fireballs from full screen away, instead of you just reflecting it because you don't want to, you're so far away the guy can react to the homie dash, maybe you can cancel your block now with a charge. Get a little bit, right? That weakens zoning, right? In a sense, right? So from one perspective, it's bad, but from one perspective, it might add just that every now and then, there might be a smidge of a chance for the guy to charge up, right? So from that perspective, like I said, that's something I actually would have changed about the game, and I've talked about that before. So that's what I thought was interesting, because it's actually a new dynamic, a new potential dynamic that you could see to the game, and I think that's interesting. So if it actually works that way, right? Again, people were saying you snap out faster. It is what it is. Blah 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 blah. This I don't know. They're trying to talk about this blue, this red meter. It reminded me of something like the original Blaz blue. They haven't said exactly how it's going to work, but when you see he dies, he gains a meter, dude. I'm really, you should not be rewarding people for dying, dude. I don't understand that. Like, I understand like the perspective that it can make it more exciting. And even as far back, we think back to old SNK games. You know what I mean? When you're about to die and you do a max super, right? I understand from that perspective. There is a little bit of that comeback factor, but so many games nowadays, since who knows how long, it's fucking K Groove. Geez, yeah, K Groove. I feel was when people really first, yeah. Maybe K Groove was when people really originally started complaining about it 20 years ago or something, right? Because it's just you're benefiting from losing in a sense sometimes, right? You know what I mean? So some people might complain about K Groove, and they're just like, anyway. Point is, giving the losing opponent a reward for losing is very hard to justify, in my opinion. I guess from what it sounds like, could be wrong. I don't know. That we already see you get that they're giving you a free bar for dying. Like, hey, Jimmy, good try. Here's your free bar. Maybe they're going to do a little bit more damage. You know what I mean? It just, some people are saying it's like, oh, it's going to be like X Factor. I mean, technically, sparking already is rewarding you for being more dead. It's more powerful when the closer you are to dead. So now we're also going to be giving the guy at least one extra bar of meter. He's going to be doing more, you know, this like blue red thing. You know what I mean? I don't want to get too in depth with this, but it's very hard, I think, to balance that. It's I understand the perspective that it makes comebacks more exciting, but rewarding someone for losing and punishing the guy for winning is always very. I think you should be focusing on those dynamics of switching the game for the better that I talked about how I would switch the game. Switch the core fundamentals of the game that are the problem instead of, hey, I'm losing, so now we got to give you another chance to win. I don't know. That's the kind of shit that worries me. And they talk about, oh, we're gonna try not to balance patch as much anymore, or they're gonna try to potentially balance patch a little bit more, which is, I think they balance patch too much anyway. But I think it was almost, again, this game is what it is. I understand the perspective that they just kind of they bastardized this version of the game with double supers, toning down synergy in a tag team game absolutely makes no sense. And of course, this game has its problems, but I don't think that necessarily it's bad to only patch a game once a year because you need to give a game time to marinate. I mean, even now you look at the game, how slowly more and more do people continue to use a lot of the ideas that I've showed right when the game came out. They're getting used a little bit slowly, more and more. All these ideas that people said would never get used, slowly more and more people are using. You know what I mean? So the game is not close to being playing optimally anyway in the first place. That's why I always worry about continuously patching games. But anyway, point is, I don't have much to say about it because they didn't really show much. Okay, triple assist, whatever. I want to see some more character changes. Of course, I'll try it out when it's new. I hope the game is fun. I would like the game itself to be fun. Hopefully, but if it's not, hopefully at least there's new cool combos to do, right? But anyway, that was my opinion, I guess. Again, I didn't think there was really much to talk about, though, but he's losing his shit.